revelations of divine love. In my folly, before this time, I often wondered why, by the great foreseeing wisdom of God, the onset of sin was not prevented. For then, I thought, all should have been well. This impulse was much to be avoided, but nevertheless I mourned and sorrowed because of it, without reason nor discretion. But Jesus, who in this vision informed me of all that is needed by me, answered with these words and said, "It was necessary that there should be sin, but all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well." These words were said most tenderly, showing no manner of blame to me nor to any who shall be saved.
All right, for all you that don't know me, my name is Jessica Albert, and I've been a member of this congregation for 2 years. So while Pastor Minnie's out on sabbatical, several lucky lay members were given the opportunity, as we say at work, to preach a sermon this summer. For those of you that know me well, preaching a sermon is right up my alley. You would be correct. I know, I'm weird. But honestly, I was and still am equally ecstatic and terrified. Suffice to say, I'm honored to be up here in front of the church that I love most dearly. I also want to extend a deep welcome to those who are joining virtually. My heart is full. This week, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite spiritual guides, Julian of Norwich, and how her wisdom has transformed the way I understand my life and my purpose. I love big questions. I think a lot of you know that about me. Why are we here? What is my purpose? I love them. They deeply capture my interests. They bring me energy. They help me know myself and others more deeply, and I see them more clearly. Even as a kid, I remember asking these questions. So for you, those of you that maybe roll your eyes when I go down this familiar path of questioning, I'm sorry, I can't help it. I was born this way. So where does Julian fit into this storyline? Just wait, it's coming. As much as I love the questioning, the answers and the additional sticky questions that arise have not always been that fun. For my sermon today, I want to focus on 3 main questions I have wrestled with. Number 1, why is there so much pain and suffering in this world and or my life? Number 2, what is the point of even trying to make a difference? I am one tiny person, and there's a lot of bad things out there. There's a lot of wrongs that need to be righted. What am I going to do? Number 3, if I decide to try to make a difference, what in the heck is God calling me to do? Note, God, just tell me. I'm good. Just let me know. Because I know that I'm supposed to do something, but it is not always clear what that thing is. Now, it's Ask the Audience time. Have any of you all wrestled with these questions? And I want you to raise your hand when I go past each one of them. Number 1, why is there so much pain and suffering in the world? Yeah. Number 2, what is the point of even trying to make a difference? All right. If I decide to try to make a difference, where is God calling me? All right, I'm feeling much less alone. Thank you. So now that I've asked these questions, how do you feel? Because for me, I have alternated between feelings of hopelessness, anger, bitterness, and confusion. Not exactly the kind of outlook that leads one to action. Deep down, I knew there must be a different way of looking at these questions. There must be something else out there that could give my life meaning. So even though I'd grown up in the church, I didn't have a framework that was really helping me understand what my life's purpose was in light of these questions. And by framework, I am referring to a set of deep beliefs and knowing that help us interpret and understand our place in this world and the things that happen all around us. So I went searching, and along the way I found Julian. Julian of Norwich was born a very long time ago, 1342 in Norwich, England. During her 74 years of life, things were not good in England. There was the Black Death that killed about half the population. There was a violent uprising, and it did not go well for the losers. It was a lot. And there is some data to suggest that Julian was even married and had a child, but both were lost to the plague. Not to make Julian a one-upper, but the world that Julian lived in sounds incredibly bad, dark, hopeless. When Julian was 30, she had a near-death experience. She was incredibly sick, and she had brought in the priest to administer the last rites. As the priest was doing so, Julian wrote later that she looked at the crucifix and actually saw Jesus bleed. Over the next days, she had 16 visions, many of them with her talking directly to God and Jesus talking directly back. She immediately wrote them down and then spent the rest of her life interpreting the meaning of these visions, also called showings, as God was showing her how things are. It is thought that this was the moment in her life she became an anchoress of the Church of St. Julian, like a nun, but more dedicated because they kind of wall you in forever and ever. It's a lot. So she lived out the rest of her life as a trusted spiritual advisor that people came to see even from other countries. And she's widely regarded as one of the most influential mystics of the medieval period. Let's get back to the visions. Say I were to pull a person off the street and say, hey, tell me what you think those visions were about. They were probably somewhere in the vein of dark, scary, hopeless. But what is amazing about Julian's showings is that they were the exact opposite. The showing and her life's work to interpret the showings left her with a deep understanding that God is love and that life is beautiful, meaningful. She said that God was right there with us. She said that God is nearer to us than our own soul. In the reading from today, Julian is struggling with the same things we've all struggled with. If God is so all-seeing and wise, what's up with all this pain and suffering? And inherent in that question is, where is my place in this? But when she asked that question to Jesus, he tells her that the world as it is, and all of its insanity, its pain, its chaos, is the way it has to be. He then follows this statement with, but all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. So let me break that down, because that's a lot, right? And I want to explain how her questioning and searching for God has informed my questioning and searching for God. To the question of the purpose of pain and suffering in this world, Julian's insights have supported me in the journey to acceptance of my world and my life as it is. To clarify, Jesus was not saying, everything's fine, just keep your head down, look after your own. No, that's not what he was saying. In fact, Julian felt great suffering, as we all do, for what's going on in this world. But what Julian did is she quit struggling against reality. To give an analogy and bring it closer to home, this is like making the decision to accept a person for who they are and not who you want them to be. When you stop trying to change someone and you start loving that person while also putting appropriate boundaries in place. Sometimes miraculous things can occur. So instead of secretly resenting this world that I've been placed into, angry that life feels harder than it needs to be, I have endeavored to open my heart to this world and offer my love and not my judgment. How does this make me feel? To be honest, naked, vulnerable. It's a lot sometimes, but also open. Where I felt closed off, separate, I now more often experience a state of connection, of oneness. This feels good, life-giving, energizing. In short, Julian's insights have shown me that I want to spend more of my time putting my energy into bringing more love and more life into this world and less time paralyzed by the emotions we talked about earlier. To my question about significance. Once one accepts the world as it is, and good God, this is a daily effort, one can see your life situation a little more clearly. And in doing so, look for where you are needed. If my purpose is to bring more love into this world, more life, then God needs me. I am not insignificant. I'm a part of the plan, and so are you. If God needs us, that means the world needs us desperately. That cannot possibly be insignificant to be needed by the world. Boom. Thank you, mic drop. To my question to just tell me what to do. Now you might be thinking, this all just sounds great, Jessica. Like, just be nice, just bring more love into this world. But what does that mean? Like, how do I do that? Is it just about being nicer, saying hi to the neighbor that drives you absolutely bonkers? Picking up trash with your friends? Yes, it does mean that thing. And I think there is something bigger. Like Julian's knowing, I know that each of us has unique gifts that we come into this world with, and we are meant to share these gifts with the world. Now, do we know what these unique gifts are straight out of the womb? Of course we do not. That would be too easy. But they're there, and they're written on our hearts. I believe our life's work is thus to ask the questions and search for the answers. Search for God. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Where do I feel called? God and our fellow humans, and frankly, the entire earth, I don't know if you've noticed lately, but the entire earth needs us to ask these questions. And is it hard? It is. But there is something beautiful about the struggle that reveals the treasure within. And now let's take all of that and overlay it with Jesus' declaration that all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. In my suffering, in my efforts to understand where God is calling me, in my many failures, nothing is lost. Because when I look back, I have the experience of getting older, but when I look back, my most significant failings, or so I thought at the time, and my most painful experiences were the critical turning points in my life that made me who I am today. Jesus is saying that all experiences transform us. I am good, I am holy, and I am a child of God. All shall be well. Oh my God, especially for this perfectionist, what a relief. And this belief has helped me to trust God, but also, most importantly, trust that God is within me and that I have what I need to be exactly what I need to be. I have the skills, I have the fortitude, I have everything I need to live the life that God has called me, even if I have no clue what I'm doing. When I let go of trying to change the circumstance of where I am and instead focus on what I am called to do in the situation, I feel weightless, energized, empowered. And how do these feelings compare to those feelings where I got myself stuck in a rut? They're absolute polar opposites. In this space, I can hear my head, my heart, it is more open to what God is calling me, more open to where I am meant to go. And I have found that when I am following God, my life opens in ways I could have never imagined. And science, because we all love science, science backs this up. Psychological studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose, rooted in love, compassion, and kindness, have more resilience, more emotional self-regulation, more willpower, and more energy, resulting in more successful outcomes in life. The way we see our life's purpose changes our life's trajectory. And does all of this happen overnight? It does not. It says that Julian spent her entire lifetime seeking to interpret what God shared with her. And I found the same. But as Jesus said, seek and ye shall find. And what miraculous things I have found. To help keep this from feeling too overwhelming, because it does that, I have found that it's helpful for me to focus on the present and what is in my heart at that exact moment, being present. In addition, I believe that it is the intention that matters and not how far we've come. And to put it another way, the commitment to asking the questions matters, even if it's difficult to see where it's going or whether we've gone anywhere at all. This is a group effort because I need help. I cannot maintain this mental framework I just shared with you all of the time. It's just not possible. I get down, depressed, anxious, terrified, and many times I get stuck there. But there's an antidote to this, and for me, it's this congregation. We have Julian energy. Let me explain. Number one, we know God is love. Can I get an amen? Yes. Number two, we seek to love the world as it is and not how we want it to be. Amen. Number three, we know that God has chosen us and needs us. Yes. Number four, we ask the hard questions. We desire to learn, to grow, to transform. And finally, we have a lightness to us, a hopeful, joyful, radiating energy that all things are possible through God. These things sustain me when I cannot do it on my own. I don't know about you, but I am continuously amazed with our church. We have so many gifts, and it's never been clearer than this summer. From each adult learning class where we took turns teaching and learning about what makes our friends' hearts sing, to the beautiful and unique ways each person showed up to preach or to help out, or any of the things that we've done. To the way this church has adapted to the temporary absence of our much, much loved Pastor Mindy, we have shined. So Zion, what is in our future? Where is God leading us? And I encourage us to dream big. Continue to show up with these amazing, unique gifts that are present in each and every one of them. Let's continue to grow, to transform, and to shine even brighter with the light that this world needs exactly right now. Excuse me. My husband said I would cry. I said I would not. I lost. And now I leave you with these parting words of wisdom from Julian. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Amen. Amen.